Hello there, my name is Alaydriem, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock tutorial with your favorite cardigan-wearing Minecraft character. And today in this episode, I'm here to show you this simple and easy to build shulker shell farm for your Minecraft Bedrock 1.20 world. This tiny little farm is super easy to build and can generate you up to 340 shulker shells per hour or 170 full shulker boxes per hour, assuming that you have the chest, making it a nice little addition for smaller worlds and smaller servers, but something that's easily expandable if you want to add more. Mechanic-wise, there really isn't a lot to say other than shulkers work. So we're going to dive straight into the tutorial, and the first thing you're going to want to do is to go to the end and find yourself an end city, and then find one of these void places just kind of out here, a little bit further away from the end city, but close enough that you can easily get a minecart over here. Once you have your location picked out, and note it could have been any one of these end islands, I just happened to pick this one right here. You're going to grab yourself some slabs, and we are going to place slabs on all of these blocks right here, and we're going to do that so that we don't accidentally create an Enderman farm. Once you have all of these slabs in place, just go ahead and find roughly the middle. It really doesn't matter. Place another slab on top, and then we're going to build up with scaffolding a total of 12 blocks. Once you have come up here to the very top, you're going to grab yourself a chest. Then we're going to place a chest right on top of this scaffolding, and then we're going to place 3 hoppers in a line. So one directly on top of the chest, one to the left, and then one to the right. It doesn't need to be aligned to north, south, east, or west, so you can really just pick any direction and you're good to go. Next, we're going to come out here and we're going to send out 5 slabs at the same level of the hoppers, and we're going to do that on each side. So we're going to go 5 over here, and then we're going to switch over to the other side and repeat the exact same thing. Then once you have that completed, you're going to go over to the side here, and we are just going to create a 1 slab height wall around this. So we're just going to go all the way around all of the sides. You're going to place blocks here in the corner, but you don't have to keep the corner block. And then in the middle here, I want you to stack up a total of 2 blocks as shown. Complete this ring all the way around to the other side. And then when you get to the middle on this side, we're going to repeat the exact same thing. 2 half slabs up, and then finish the ring. With the ring now finished, you're going to grab yourself 2 buttons, any kind will do. Place them on these outer hoppers here, and then a button on these middle things here in the back and on top. And then repeat the exact same thing on the other side. Next, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our scaffolding blocks, and we're going to place 3 scaffolding blocks on top of this middle hopper, 1, 2, and you might have to jump to get that 3rd one. And then we're going to place 2 on the side here in line with the total width of the farm. Then we're going to climb up here, and we are going to create a small box. That box is going to be 5 blocks wide, 2 blocks tall. I recommend you make it out of glass. And then we're going to cap off the top with this little diamond shape right here. So we're going to fill in the sides, and then right above, place a slab here in the middle. Continuing with the slabs, you're going to place a slab right here, and then repeat the exact same thing on the other side. We're then going to extend out those slabs over 2 in each direction as shown here, 1 level high. And then the most important part of this farm is we are going to line every single side that has a face that a shulker can attach to with buttons. You're going to want to make sure that you get every single face that is visible that can accept a button. Make sure you get everything here on the side, everything here on the north and south side, which I'm going to call this. Make sure you also get underneath here. If we don't have these placed, then when it becomes time to place our shulkers, they will teleport to these spots and the farm won't work. Make sure you also go inside and place buttons here, here, and here. And then you can grab yourself 2 armor stands and place them on these scaffolding blocks right here. Once all of your buttons are in place, come over here to these solid blocks and place down a bucket of water. That will cause the water to flow down into the hoppers, and then swing underneath here and then along this edge that we created. Make sure you line all of these with buttons as well, as that will prevent the shulkers from teleporting down to this. If you don't want to use buttons here, you could also use an additional layer of half slabs, but for resource management, I'm just using buttons. So with everything said and done, this is what your farm should be looking like. Now, we're going to want to move our shulkers into these spots directly underneath that. So we're going to move into some minecarting. So with your in-city in sight, go ahead and build yourself a rail line over to it. I'm going to place 2 solid blocks here that shulkers can attach to, and then just make sure that you have any of your staircases to bring this minecart rail up, that they are covered in buttons on all sides so that shulkers do not teleport it. Make sure you also get the bottoms of these and the sides as well. Over here at the end, you're going to want to have a powered rail at the end that is unpowered, an empty, just regular rail behind it. And if you are worried about accidentally having the shulker fall in the water because you overpowered it, just place a trapdoor there or some other temporary block so that the minecart will just come to a complete stop. Once you have all of that in place, if you're using ramps, make sure that you are powering these using levers rather than redstone blocks, because that will save you on another button. And you should have something that looks a little like this. Note that I have removed the upper things just so that it's visually clear what we're doing. When you're building this, you do not have to remove those upper slabs that we had placed earlier. But once you have this in place, I recommend that you grab yourself an invisibility potion and then head on over to where your shulkers are. And when we're dealing with these shulkers, you're going to want to make sure that you first take off all of your armor. That will make sure that you are invisible to them. And then you can go ahead and drink that invisibility potion. The shulkers won't see you as long as you are pretty stealthy. You can grab yourself a minecart, place it right in front of them. These 2 at the front are very easy to get when you're invisible, and then pop them on a minecart and away they go. Do try to keep up with the minecart, because if you don't, it might stop and then you'll need to bump it, which could aggravate the shulker. So if you're within about 4 chunks, it should be okay. Then once your shulker gets all the way to the end, you can very carefully remove the minecart without aggravating the shulker, and then he should snap down to this solid block. Then we just need to go back over to our end city and then repeat with another shulker. At this point, if you remove the upper slabs that we have here, you can go ahead and replace those on both sides. This is what our shulkers will latch onto, and then you can knock out these bottom ones. The shulkers shouldn't be able to teleport anywhere, and when they do teleport, they should teleport upside down there, so there really isn't any issues if you find them floating. But once you have all of this in place, you can go ahead and start the farm by climbing up here. Just make sure that the shulkers have a clear line of sight to you through this armor stand. The shulkers will fire their shulker shot levitation ball things, and they will hit the armor stand. The armor stand will levitate. It won't take damage. And the shulker shells, as they fire these, will be hitting themselves over and over again, which will cause them damage, causing them to drop their shells, and additionally force regeneration. Again, with all 4 shulkers, you should be generating about 340 shells per hour. And if for some reason you need more, you can just stack these right next to one another. Just make sure that they're about 12 blocks apart so that the shulkers cannot teleport to them. And then you can have as many of these as you want in a single area, as long as you have the individuals to AFK at them. But that's going to be it for me in this episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. If you build this in your world, please consider leaving the video a like, and please consider subscribing, as it really does help me grow the channel and reach more people who are interested in farms just like you. That's going to be it for me. Goodbye.